I am using Maris Piper potatoes to make the best roast potatoes. I have a really good grocer called Tato's Trading where I get my potatoes from, and they do make the best roast potatoes. Put them on the boil, and when they are done, I then preheat some oil in a tray, and that's the best because when you pour your potatoes, the potatoes soak up all the fat and make it extra crispy. There we go. Load them on. Sizzle, sizzle. There's no noise, but there's a huge sizzling noise when they are loaded onto that fat. Spread them out and put them in the oven. Now then, I'm starting on my cauliflower cheese. I steam my cauliflower. I don't cook them till they're soft, quite al dente, because they cook more in the oven. Now I've melted some butter and I add a big tablespoon of flour. I stir and cook that on the heat for 1 minute to get rid of the flour flavour. Then I'm adding whole milk. Because I'm not making a lot of white sauce, it's usually around half a pint of milk. Stirring slowly so that it doesn't go lumpy. And then bring that up to a boil. When it's brought up to a boil, I add my salt and my pepper. And I also add grated nutmeg. And the piece de resistance is the English mustard. It's got to be English mustard. Then I'm adding a little bit. I'm having a nice little taste to see if it's okay. Cook's choice. I'm adding the cheese, stirring in, and then pouring over the cauliflower cheese. The lumpy parts you see there are the cheese because I haven't put it back on the heat for it to melt. And then obviously for extra cheese right on top to make that crusty, cheesy look. Here I am chopping the parsley, and then I'm mixing the parsley on the tray with a bit of olive oil or beef tallow, and they're ready to put in the oven for about an hour. Depends on the heat of your oven. I've got an Arca, so it's all guesswork. Oh, there we go. Pop it in the oven. And then right in the bottom, later on, I put the cauliflower cheese. Everything's got to fit into one oven. The roast potatoes, the parsnips, and the cauliflower cheese. There we go. I'm just turning over them around because obviously an Arca tends to cook on one side. And this is the major, star of the show. That's the leg of lamb, which is amazing. The carrots and the turnip is ready. And so I'm adding some butter, salt and pepper to taste, and chopping that finely to get that nice texture you usually get when you chop both of them together so that it's not so lumpy. And we're ready to serve. See how amazing this piece of lamb is. It's just so moist, crispy on the outside, but still lovely and soft, and it hasn't lost its moisture, and it slices amazingly onto the plate. And this is the end result, our typical Sunday afternoon with the gravy.